everyone. Welcome to Tuesday, September 27th. I'm excited to be a part of your week. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to give a belated happy birthday to my lovely friend Ivy in North Carolina. I hope you had a wonderful birthday last week, and I bet you did because you have really cool parents. I have a couple of questions this week which I'm really excited about. One question and request from Joy from the UK was wondering about my song Grace, and it really does, it ties in with a question. I think you were wondering sort of where that song came from, or the story behind that song, and it really does tie in with a question from Mariah in Wisconsin, who asked me to talk about, actually I'm not sure, Mariah, if you're from Wisconsin or not now that I think about it, but you asked me to talk about happiness and sort of, why are you always happy? And I love that people get happiness from me, because I definitely emit a lot of joy when I'm performing, and in my as an artist, I'm really letting a lot of joy through. And I think I'm not always happy, and I think and I am more and more finding joy in my life, though, and I think I've been on a quest, and I'm still on that quest, and probably will be for the rest of my life, to sort of figure out how to be more joyful in life, and how to and I think really ultimately it's not even so much how to be more joyful, but how to let go more, and how to not be so caught in the stuff that makes the heart so tense, and because I experience on a daily basis, a mind, wrought with criticism and wrought with ideas that things are not right. I have all these expectations and preferences for how things should be, and I think that's why I'm practicing letting go of that stuff. In my mind, I'm really practicing a lighthearted approach to my militant mind, and just recognizing that even though I may have all these ideas, I don't have to buy into them. and that's where that relief, that's where a lot of the recognizing, I can look around and see there's more to it than just the things that I think, than my narrow view, like I'm constantly trying to figure out how to widen my view, how to open my heart, For instance, this blog, you might notice I have a little bit of congestion, I have a little bit of a cold this week, and I could really make this cold a problem today because you have all these wonderful requests for songs, and I just really, bless you to the audience who came to the Astor Cafe show here in Minneapolis on Friday, and I think at the Common Ground thing on Saturday I was a little bit more recovered, but my voice kind of comes in and out, and for the most part I really haven't had much singing voice the last few days, and so I could really, in my mind I could really make a problem out of this sort of temporary situation where I might force myself through and play a song for you that was requested, even though it will sound bad. So instead I'm going to play you an instrumental that no one requested, and just hope you can forgive me, but it's really a constant, sort of negotiation, or sort of, I think of it sort of as a tight wire, like I'm walking on a tight wire in life, and really it's on the ground. But my mind can tell me that I'm totally up high, and that I'm going to hurt myself if I step off, but really, it's in my mind, and really I think joy and how much happiness we have in our life is really how we think about our life, and how we talk to ourselves about our life, and I'm finding that's true with my own complicated heart and mind, and I have a lot of practice on stage, really letting go, and I think because that's really the way to succeed on stage, is to really, I have this value to connect with the audience, and so the only way I can really connect is if I'm not caught up in my own stories about things, but if I'm really here and really with you. And so the more I do that, the more there's, anything is possible. Anything is possible in the moment. if you're really here for it. And there's such a giddy joy that rises up, you know, from that. You know, it's just like, I think that's what little kids experience all the time. So I think joy, to answer your question about grace, it really comes from that place of really wanting to, you know, forgive myself, forgive the world for being complicated, forgive on a personal scale, and then on a greater scale, and see the possibility and not always look for the problems, you know. There were so many wonderful questions for this week, and I want to honor your time here on Tuesday morning, and so I'm going to, instead of answering them all now, I'm going to sprinkle them over the next few weeks. Definitely feel free, if a question occurs to you, go ahead and send it to me, because it may really very well, you know, match another question. I could expand on that. But I have a couple of messages that I'd love to go ahead and deliver today. There's a message from Wendy to Susie. She is so excited to have you back in her arms. You are right on time. And I want to send some love to Michelle from Kate. She requested Twisted Roads this week, and you know, due to my vocal stuff, I'm going to be playing that probably in another week, in another Tuesday block, but I'll definitely be thinking of y'all. But I wanted to go ahead and mention, she's sending her love to you. She just mentioned that y'all are going through a tender time, and so you know, definitely wanted to send you some love from Kate. And I also should mention that I'm going to be out west this weekend. I'm so excited to be out in the Northwest. I'm going to be in Oregon, in Bend, Portland, and Hood River, and just always a joy to visit y'all, Oregonians. Oregonians. So anyway, I'll go ahead, without further ado, I'll play this little ditty. This is an instrumental that sort of, you know, elbowed away any other lyrics that I kept trying to mix with it, so it stands alone. It's a tune I've called Lake Calhoun. Have a great week, y'all. I look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday.